Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Anderson High School, where we've got another round of Trojan Hoops for you this evening. This time they are taking on the crosstown rivals, the Chaparrals of Westlake High School. This is a Westlake team. It's always good, it feels like. They enter this season's matchup with the Warriors at 12-1. The Trojans entering at 8-6, and in fact, Westlake just coming off a victory in the Anderson Classic, the tournament that took place here over the weekend. So any home court advantage that the Trojans would have based on the court is probably all out of whack, considering that the Chaparrals have been playing on this court all weekend. But Anderson coming in short-handed. They're going to be without Ben Bazarian and Nate Langley once again tonight. Takes on a Westlake team that has only lost once. Their record is 12-1. They've won 11 in a row here. We're about 4.5 minutes away from getting started here. And this will be a tough one for the Trojans. Even if you see guys getting career highs and playing some of their best games, it's still going to be tough to knock out a Westlake team that has pretty much everything you need. They've got slashers, they've got shooters, and they've even got guys inside that are taller than 6'5". Something that Anderson doesn't routinely get to see based on the competition that is around Austin. Of course, Westlake, always one of the basketball powerhouses in this city, and that is not stopping this year. Trojans going to be facing one of the probably the toughest team that they're going to play in the regular season this year. So this is a peak for Anderson, and after this, after a long stretch of games, they played last Tuesday, so they're playing again here tonight, and then they played 4 games over the weekend, and you could really tell by the end of that tournament that Anderson was tired. That game against Goose Creek, just nothing from the Anderson shooters leaving their hands, had enough on it. A lot of those shots were coming up short, and this is a Westlake team that took down that Goose Creek team by 10, and then they beat Rockwall by 23. We talked about it on the broadcast. We think that if Anderson comes into that Rockwall game fully healthy, that it's a whole different discussion whether or not Anderson wins that game, and then they would have already had a chance to see this Westlake team once. But nonetheless, they'll get their chance here playing all of the top teams from the Anderson Classic now with this game here tonight. Jack Farrell joining you here on the broadcast. Should be at least a fun one. Just to get to see a team like Westlake. They've got a lot of guys who are going to get looks at the second level, including a guy like Wonder Cahosi, who's very young right now, but he has been rising up in the rankings as far as prospects go in the Austin area. Otherwise, you know what they bring to the table. This is going to be a very tough game for the Anderson Trojans to pull off. This is a heck of a basketball team and a heck of a basketball program led, of course, by Coach Robert Lucero, one of the premier names in basketball coaching in the Austin area. We'll get these starting lineups here in just a moment. We are 2 minutes away from getting started here tonight. Anderson, we'll see what they run with for a starter now that Langley will be out tonight. Last week in the games in the Anderson Classic that they were shorthanded, they ran with Derek Armour in the starting lineup. Let's see if that continues or if they saw enough from a guy like Colin Page or Fred Dale to give him the look at center, someone with a little bit more prowess underneath, or rather, I would assume that they go entirely away from somebody else at center and may go Francis there. This is a mix and match team of really positionless basketball, and it's really on this offense for who's lining up underneath. That's the only thing that makes them a traditional center, because those guys aren't always getting the center lineups on the other end on defense. You really kind of have to think of basketball in a completely different way. It's a very different sport that's evolved over the last 10 years thanks to the three-point revolution and guys like Steph Curry. So Anderson really has taken that to heart and plays a very positionless brand of basketball, and I think a lot of that's due to necessity. I mean, if you had a legit 7-footer on this roster, you'd probably line him up at center, but since Anderson has a lot of guys who are pretty much the same height, they don't have that advantage. But what they do have the advantage of is everybody on this team can switch and has to play 5 different positions themselves. So here we go. Getting ready to get started here. Trojans looking to avoid another loss to make it 8-7. They have lost their last 2. Of course, that was during the same tournament that Westlake won the other week. But this will be the last game for the Trojans in the while. They'll have 10 days off before they visit Austin High School for our first away game in a while. Going to go ahead and send it down to the PA to get our lineups and the national anthem. We'll be right back.
For the playing of our national anthem. Well done, well done. All right, this is game 25 since last week in this gym. We're still having fun. All right, let's hear it for the Westlake Chaparrals. Will do their starting lineups. Actually, check that. We've got 3 special guests tonight, the newest of the Anderson Trojan family. We're gonna call them out. Let's go. He wears number 99, George I Am Buffkin. He wears 00, William I Am Buffer Buffkin. And wearing tonight 2021, I'm definitely the buffest of the Buffkin. All right, let's hear one more time for the Buffkin Trio. All right, guys, here we go. We're gonna do one more national anthem. You got it? All right, next week. Well done. All right, now for your Westlake Chaparrals. The starting lineup, Westlake's coach by head coach Rob Lucero, assisted by John Polanco, Double G, Alex Bootkin, Michael McKelvey. Starting lineup, he wears number 1, Reese I Never Panic Panic. He wears number 2, Donovan, this is where I draw the line of the Santoro. He wears number 35, Connor, just call me MVP McManus. He wears number 10, Michael State Attorney or Buzz Del Monte. And last but not least, he wears number 3. These are all seniors. Preston, most call me Superman instead of Mr. Clark. And now, put your hands together for your Anderson Trojans. For the starting lineup, he's a junior, 6'2", number 1. Mitchell, thank goodness for this announcer's quick Whitlow. He's a junior at 6 foot tall, number 10. Bennett, I like my coffee blacker, babe. He's a senior, 6'3", number 22. Derek, I definitely can hoop, but always will be your knight in shining armor. A senior, he's 5'11", number 11. Mike's, congrats to my sister on her graduation, Wagner. And rounding out the starting lineup, he's a senior, 6'2", number 5, Jack of all trades, master of one, Francis.
All right. Ready to start this one. Both teams got the announcements of our starting lineups. For Westlake, it's Vanek, Santoro, Clark, McManus, and number 10, Michael Bustamante. And for Anderson, it's the same unit that started against Goose Creek. Derek Armour has worked his way into the starting lineup with the ailing Langley. Nate should be back, barring any random setbacks, which from what I can hear, there haven't been any so far. He should be back for that game against Austin High next Friday. So this will be the last Anderson game for 10 days. It's a Tuesday now. They won't play until next Friday. But we got zeros on the scoreboard, 8 minutes up on the clock. It's Donovan Santoro and Derek Armour getting ready to jump, and I think Derek knows what's about to happen. Yeah. Santoro, oh, he's going to throw it out of bounds. Did Derek know that was going to happen? Doubt that, but a little too much of a power swing on an inbound. I've never seen that happen before. But here's Wagner going to be the one to inbound it, so Anderson will start with possession. But they will also have the possession arrow, so that's a little bonus. But here's Wagner for three. That's good. Anderson going to start off hot. Mike Wagner, after struggling immensely from the floor against Goose Creek, he opens things up 1-for-1 with a shot from downtown. Anderson starts off with the lead. It's Vanek with the ball. Now into the corner. McManus' shot blocked by Francis. Rebound Bustamante. Now back outside for Vanek. Swing it over to Clark. Now trying to get it to McManus again. Francis blocking his shot in the corner a moment ago. Here's Santoro getting it inside. It's Bustamante going to try and hit it over Francis. That's no good. And that's going to be a foul against Bustamante trying to go over the back of Jack.
Fouls on the rebound. Westlake's number 10, Bustamante.
So here we go. Francis gets the ball on the inbound for the Trojans. Wagner bringing it up. They get it into Jack. Vanek pressures him immediately. Now Blackerby on the left, or on the right wing, excuse me. Francis in the post. Jack facing up, pulls it back outside for Bennett. Bennett going to work his way into the corner, steps back, working on Bustamante, and then he's going to turn it over. McManus there with a steal. Shap's pushing pace. Now they push it back to Bustamante. Now here's Clark. He kills his dribble. Santoro into the corner for McManus. Donovan Santoro with it in the post. He's going to step back on Francis. His shot is good.
Santoro for three.
So Westlake answers with a three of their own. It's three apiece with a minute and a half gone in the first. Francis gets it to Armour. Armour going to drive in, kill his dribble. Looking for Wagner, but he'll have to get it back to Whitlow instead. Mitchell puts it on the floor, driving on Santoro. Who can have it blocked away? That was predictable. You saw that happen from the outside of the drive. Santoro was not perturbed at all. SAT word. So Wagner to inbound it. And we have a hold going against Westlake, it looks like. It has to be against Westlake because no one's walking the other way. I didn't see it happen myself. Yep, that'll be a foul going against Westlake. Didn't see who the call was on, but that's 2 team fouls for them. There's Wagner trying to get it in. He gets it to Armour. Now Wagner, they lost him in the corner again. That one, he fell out of his hands too long. But here's Santoro coming the other way. 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. 3 points apiece. Here's Vanek. He gets it into McManus on the left side. Now back up top to Santoro, going to attack Armour. Ooh, he slipped, but he kept his footing. Now Bustamante into the corner for Vanek. That's a three. That's going to rattle around and out. Batted into the air. Good job for Clark to save it. So Westlake going to reset. And that's the thing. They've got a lot of size. Going to be able to crash those offensive rebounds all night. Here's Clark. Blackerby trying to be a pest. Gets it to McManus. McManus going to pull up for three. He's 0 for 2 from downtown. Francis goes up to get the rebound. Now Jack pushing the pace for Anderson. Kicks it to the corner. It's Blackerby. He's going to put it on the floor. Go up and under and get it to go. Bennett Blackerby with an acrobatic finish. Trojans have the lead back. It's 5-3. Bustamante turns it over, trying to get it to Santoro. Here's Wagner pushing the other way, going to get to the basket, throw it up. A lot of contact, but no call. I think that's the right call on the floor to let that go, and here comes Vanek. Now back outside, Bustamante. Here's Santoro open for three. Already got one, misses that one badly, and Blackerby has the rebound. I'll adjust my tripod. I think it looks a little better. But here we go for Wagner, working his way around the perimeter. And he's going to try and get it into Armour and turn it over. Now back outside for McManus. Clark looked at the basket. He's going to put it on the floor against Armour and just pass it off to the left wing for McManus. Now underneath to Clark. Clark going to take it right at Armour, flick it up, no good. Bustamante misses the tip, and Francis has the rebound. He's going to push it. He had a 3-on-1. Now it's a 2-on-1, and now we'll reset. Francis crosses over, steps back, and that's going to be a foul. They'll keep it on the floor, so no free throws, but that's the third team foul going against Westlake.
Westlake's number 1, Reese Vanek.
They get it against Vanek, the small guy out there. And we'll have some substitutions coming into the game. Is Locke Cunningham, who, based on any intel I have, is the brother of Brock Cunningham at Texas. So here's Francis, and that's good to go.
Francis for 2.
They both wear the same number 30. And dribbling up the court is Gavin Paul, number 5. Both of those guys have checked into the game now. Let's go ahead and update our scoreboard. So into the post is Clark, and they're going to get Armour for a blocking foul.
Fouls on the floor, giving on Trojans, 22, Derek Armour.
So Armour picks up the foul. That's just his first team foul for Anderson halfway through this first quarter. They're working their way in to get it on the inbound, and they're just going to have to lob it up to Santoro. Santoro didn't have it. Blackerby takes it away, but McManus takes it right back. Now up to Clark, back to McManus. He's going to lob it up to Santoro, who's just going to finish it with a layup.
McManus to Santoro.
And half a quarter in, Westlake only has 2 baskets. Donovan Santoro has them both. So here's Wagner working his way, and he loses it trying to go inside. So Wagner's turnover problems continue from the Anderson Classic. But here's Locke Cunningham. He kicks it back outside for Clark. Clark going to take it in. Whitlow was there, and they're going to call him for a blocking foul as well. Looked like Mitchell might have been sliding over, but it looked like he was there in time, but just a little bit late getting to his left. So Preston Clark to the line, shooting 2. Yep.
Clark at the line first. Once good, he'll shoot 1 more.
Makes it just a 1-point game, and we'll have Campbell Duncan checking into the game. Derek Armour going to check out. They'll sub Francis down on that low block. So the first points of the night for someone not named Santoro goes to Preston Clark, and he gets both of them.
2 for 2.
7 each now. 3:35 to go here in the first. Francis calling out his play. He's got Santoro defending him. Jack's going to dribble his way around a pick, and he's met by Clark. And that's another block for Westlake. Here comes McManus. McManus across to Cunningham, now back outside for Paul. Santoro working his way. Wagner, active hands, knocks it away. He takes the push off and gets the steal anyway. Here's Francis coming the other way. He's fouled, and that's going to be on the floor. It looks like they had Paul before the gather. So here comes Colin Page into the game. Havoc time. Francis going to check out. He's a little bit confused. Usually doesn't come out until second quarter. But here's Wagner trying to get it into Page, and that's immediately taken away, who takes it right back. Wagner goes up, and he's going to be fouled. The official from the other side of the court calling that one. And McManus isn't happy about the call. Looked like McManus might have had a lot of ball on that one, but Wagner will take it. He'll head to the line. He's got 3 points. That's a team high for Anderson right now. He's going to look to make it an Anderson lead right here after these free throws. Got the first.
This one's good, 1 more.
Only 4 points for Wagner in the Goose Creek game. He already has 4 here in the first quarter. Mikey hits them both. Anderson now with a 2-point lead as here's McManus with it on the right wing, and a timeout by Westlake. Just our first stoppage here in the first quarter, 2:58 to go in the opening frame. Timeout here is going to be, I believe, a full one.
Timeout on the floor, Westlake's coach, 30-second timeout.
Just a 30-second timeout, but a long break in between. Anderson got some cheerleaders in the building. Haven't seen that yet this season, at least for basketball. So we'll go ahead and keep it here with just a 30-second break. It's 9-7. Anderson holding firm in the early going. They're playing to their strengths. Here. Just getting it in. Here's Cunningham. They get it into Paul. Swings it across court. Now back to Santoro. Into the high post. They get it to McManus. Now back outside. It's Cunningham, and Cunningham's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Fouls on the Trojans, number 33, Colin Page. Lock Cunningham at the line. First one's good. Shoots one
First
more.
free throw for Cunningham. Looks all right from here.
2 for 2.
So Cunningham goes 2 for 2 to make it a tie game. Here's Whitlow, and yeah, we are aware that the scoreboard's wrong. I don't really have any. It's a PNG, so I have to make a whole new one. I might be able to do that at halftime. Here's Wagner driving in. Rebound goes to Campbell Duncan. That's a good board from the young fella. They get it to Page. He's going to drive baseline. Loses it. Gets his own rebound. Should have been a travel. Francis going to step back for 3. That's going to be short. Now inside. They get it into Parker. Parker's shot's no, or Preston Clark's, excuse me. Clark's shot's no good. Here comes Anderson the other way. They avoid the kick ball. Francis gets the layup. That'll be Jack's second basket of the game. Anderson takes the lead back. It's 11-9. Here's Paul. They get it to Santoro on the wing. Back to Santoro. He's open for 3 now. He gets it.
That's a deep Santoro.
So once again, Anderson falling victim to the one player. 8 out of 12 points for Westlake. Going to Santoro here. Into the corner, it's Whitlow. Tried to get one back, no good. Duncan throwing it off the legs of a Westlake defender. And that's going to be Anderson ball, it looks like. Wagner trying to get the ball inbound. Gill checked into the game for Anderson. We're working on getting the scoreboard fixed here in a minute. Minute to go. They get it into Campbell Duncan in the high post. Back outside, it's to Jackson Gill. Gill is going to get called for a travel here. So Westlake with 1 minute to go here in the first. Now Cunningham in the post. That's going to be no good. Francis with the rebound. 55 seconds to go. Anderson going to push ahead here. May try and not take the final shot yet. Francis dribbling around. They get it to Wagner, but now with 45 seconds, Anderson usually likes to hold it here. But into the corner, Campbell Duncan going to fire one. That's going to be too long. Now pushing the pace is up ahead for Preston Clark. Wagner knocks it out of bounds. That'll stay here, though. Preston Clark had his pocket picked. Now Fred Dale going to check into the game for Campbell Duncan. So QB1 for Anderson into the game. Inbounding it is Colton Carlton, who's into the game for the first time. Now McManus back outside for Santoro. 30 seconds on the clock. He killed his dribble. Now back to Preston Clark. Now back to Santoro. He's just going to catch and shoot. That's too strong. No good. Rebound fought for. Come away by Dale. Now here's Whitlow. It's big boards for the QB. 18 seconds left. Anderson with a chance to take the lead before the break. So here's Jack with it. 12 seconds to go. Defending him is Carlton. Francis making a move. Gets inside. Got by his defender. Gets to the basket. Lays it up, and it's no good, but it'll be free throws.
Fouls on the shot barrel, number 3, Preston Clark. Jack to the line, 2 shots.
So Francis with 4 in the quarter will head to the line and try and make it 2 more. One part that I'm not in charge of here is the thing that's messed up. As the Vandergrift Vipers knock in the first free throw. (12-12). So Francis at least ties it up. 6 points for Francis, 13 points for Anderson, and that's enough for the lead here. With 4 seconds left in the quarter, they bring in a new face. It's Andrew Alexander off the bench, just to play some defense and to avoid picking up some fouls. Already 6 team fouls for Westlake, so they are out of ones to give. As here's McManus. He's going to dribble in. He'll have a good look at it. That shot is no good. Just rims out. Anderson catches the break there, and they'll have a lead after the first frame. It's 13-12. I want to thank our sponsors on tonight's broadcast. For us at Vype, it's Academy Sports and Outdoors. At Academy Sports and Outdoors, back to school means back to sport. And with graphic tees to football cleats, we have everything you need to make this your best year yet. Swing by your local Academy store today or shop online at academy.com, and you can find all the hottest styles from top brands like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and Vans, all at a price you'll love. So if you want game-changing gear, start here at Academy Sports and Outdoors. We'll be right back.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3rd and 13. Again, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
16 seconds. Really close up in the corner. Rotates to Wilson. She fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
Back out of the timeout. Getting ready to start number 2. Second quarter. Anderson with a lead. It's 13-12. Pretty good defensive quarter from Anderson. Let's see if they can keep it going for the next 8 minutes, as they will start with the ball. Wagner bringing it up. He had 5 in the first. They get it back to him. Mike working his way inside. They get it back to Francis. Now back out to Wagner. Wagner puts it on the floor, gets to the basket, up and under move is going to be no good, too strong. Would have been an acrobatic finish for Wagner, but it's Bustamante coming the other way. Carlton with it, now back to Bustamante. Clark looking for McManus, but he's stuck. Now zips it cross court. Carlton was left open. His three-pointer's good. All the experts in the area picking the Westlake Chaparrals in this game tonight. Anderson looking to play some spoiler. Give Westlake just his second loss of the season, as Whitlow nearly has his pocket picked, as he'll have to work it back upside to Wagner, and the possession will reset for Anderson. Here comes Mike, now back outside to Francis on the left wing. Loves it out there. Now Whitlow, back to Wagner. Mike fighting, gets it back to Jack. Now Jack driving in. He'll clear it through. Come all the way through the paint there. Now kicks it across to Armour, and that one just had a little bit too much smoke on it, and that'll be a turnover. Here come the Shafts. Carlton with it. Now he gets it over to Clark. McManus directing traffic from the right corner. They get it to him. Francis defending. McManus into the paint. Now back outside. Carlton going to try again. This one's an air ball. Rebound goes to Clark. Now back outside. McManus going to try and erase that. Can't do it. And the rebound goes to Armour through contact. Now here's Wagner. Zips it across the court. It's Blackerby. He's going to pull for 3. That's a foul. And one! 4-point play for Bennett Blackerby. So Bennett heads to the line after knocking down the triple. That's his second make of the game. He's got 5 points now. 16-15, the Anderson Trojans have retaken the lead here in the early part of the second. Blackerby can't make it 4. So they'll take the three-pointer, give themselves a lead back, but free throw no good, and the Chaparrals are coming the other way. Back up top to Santoro. Crossing over, working his way in on Blackerby. And that's going to be a travel going against Santoro. Slow call from the official there, but looked like Santoro, he had the gather, plus a couple extra steps. Here's Dale going to drive in on Santoro, so Wisely will just pull it back out. Now Dale kind of stuck. He'll gets it back outside to Francis. Now Wagner in the possession resets there. Under 6 minutes to go here in the second. Francis with it on the perimeter. Shakes off a defender, back to Wagner. Into the corner, Blackerby. Bennett's going to take another one. That's going to be short off the front of the rim. Actually, I guess that was right on the money, just a little bit too far to the right in the way it glanced off the rim. So Anderson still with just that 1-point lead. Westlake with the ball. Santoro going to take it back to try and make something happen. McManus with it, now Bustamante. Michael stuck with it outside. They get it over to Cunningham. Cunningham surveying, skips it to the corner. That's a nice find, but they'll have to reset it. 5 minutes to go here in the quarter now. Here's Bustamante driving in, looking for Santoro. Cunningham going to catch and shoot. That's good. First field goal of the game for Cunningham. He has a pair of free throws, though. 5 points for him. Gives Westlake the lead back. Here's Francis. Bustamante looking at defending him, excuse me. Francis was looking at the three for a moment. You get it back to Blackerby. Blackerby going to dribble and pull. Yes, sir. Bennett Blackerby, the de facto sniper on this team. That's his second make of the quarter. Gives the Anderson Trojans the lead back. It's 19-18, 4.5 to go in the half. Going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll just go ahead and keep it here. So Bennett Blackerby now with that three, taking over the team high of 8 points. Francis with 6, Mike Wagner with 5. That's all that Anderson has in the scoring column. For Westlake, Donovan Santoro had 8 first-quarter points, has yet to score in this one. Preston Clark has 2. Colton Carlton knocked down a 3, and Locke Cunningham has 5. So Westlake now with the ball. 19-18, 4.5 to go in the half. Working their way in is Bustamante, back outside for McManus. Open three in the corner for Carlton. That's no good off the back iron. He hit one, he's missed his last 2. Now here's Francis. Bringing it up for Anderson. Back outside for Wagner. D'ing up on him is Blake Meary. Now Wagner driving in. He kicks it off to Dale underneath. Fred Dale looking for something in the dunker spot. He flicks it up. It's no good. Good attempt. Way to free himself up for a bucket. Just couldn't knock it down. But here comes Santoro. Back outside, it's Carlton. Bustamante. Now they get it back inside to Bustamante. He's on Dale. He's going to try and take Fred in the post. He kicks it across the court to Santoro. Santoro going to step back for 3. That's no good. Too strong. Rebound underneath to McManus. Tries to throw it off of Blackerby, and he does. So now Vanek checking into the game. Student favorite here, it looks like. Vanek will be the one to send in the inbound as they get it in. Santoro back to Vanek. Skip across the court. They got it into Santoro now in the post. Shifts Dale. That's a good jab step. Got it to go.
We're going to count the basket fouls on the Trojans. 35, Fred Dale. To the line for the N1. Down to Santoro.
And Donovan Santoro might be a full foot taller than Fred Dale there. And he misses it off the front of the rim. Fred Dale going down to get the rebound. A little redemption there. Here's Wagner. Whitlow now gets it into the post for Dale. Bustamante defending. Fred trying to go up with it. He'll just have to try and get it back outside, and it's stolen by Santoro. He doesn't have numbers. Blackerby takes it away, but Santoro gets it back. Good job by Bennett to at least slow down the fast break. And here's Vanek trying to lob it into Santoro. Blackerby was the only one there that would have been able to cut that off, and he knocks it down. So Westlake now up 3, their largest lead of the game. Anderson holding it close so far. They've led for a good chunk of this game. They got it to Blackerby, and since that timeout, it's been all Westlake. Here's Francis with it on the right wing. Bustamante defending. Francis now attacking. Going to hesitate, keep moving in, get to the basket. That's going to be just short. Now Bustamante, they find McManus. No one found him on the fast break. Not his night tonight as Bustamante gets it underneath, finishes. Now, yeah, this is Westlake. This is what you're used to. Now a 5-point deficit for the Trojans. Whitlow drives in, takes the contact, flicks it up, and won't get it to go. And now everything's going Westlake's way. It's not even a bad take by Whitlow. In fact, almost got it to go. Santoro going to take it all the way in. That's no good. Bustamante loses it, and that's going to be out of bounds. Santoro caught it while he was inbounds, but he had never reestablished himself inbounds before he went up and tried to grab that ball. So now, Anderson bringing the ball up. Wagner, 5 points in the game for him. Mike finds Francis. Francis calling for a screen from Whitlow and said they'll go back outside for Wagner. Wagner loses it. Duncan is there to get it, and he'll just give it back to Whitlow to reset. That's a catch and shoot for Mitchell Whitlow. It's no good. Francis tried to knock it away. He does. And Campbell Duncan going to be fouled going to the basket by Bustamante. So Campbell heads to the line for 2. There we go. Got our scoreboard all fixed as Campbell goes 1 for 2 from the line. Now trying to get it inside to Bustamante, and they do, but now he's got a man in front of behind him. He forgot about Blackerby, and Bennett just pokes it away. So after Duncan goes 1 for 2, Anderson gets the stop. They have a chance to cut it back down a little bit more as Blackerby caught that going to the corner, and his ankle just sort of buckled. He falls down out of bounds. That'll happen. No foul was committed. Nothing happened. Bennett just caught it, and as he was trying to rise up, his ankle rolled up under him, and he fell down. It's tough, but, you know, can't fault Bennett as he's up and wincing a little bit. As here's Vanek Santoro, now all the way to the hoop for him, and he's going to be fouled by Campbell Duncan. Campbell, the 4th Trojan into the scoring column. Santoro to the line. He already got 12 here tonight. 12 of his team's 24. First free throw's no good. This Westlake team hasn't really made Anderson pay from the line a whole lot. Usually a 12-1 team like this, that's the first thing they do is everyone on the team is able to knock down free throws. But Santoro does go 1 for 2 here, effectively erasing the Duncan foul shot, put it back at 5. So Westlake currently winning the second quarter by 6. We have traveled under a minute to go. Francis with it, working on Bustamante, crosses over. Westlake out of fouls to give, made Francis pick up the dribble. 40 seconds to go here at the end of the half. Francis with it on the left side by the scorer's table. Jack crosses over to free up some space. And now we wait. Westlake going to be there for any passing lane as Francis got caught in the air. No-look pass to Campbell Duncan. Woo! Looked like he was going to try to go out to Wagner, and he dished it behind his own head to get it to Campbell Duncan. Cuts it down to a 3-point game. Now Westlake going to hold for the final shot, it looks like, as here's Bustamante with it. 25-23, Santoro with it on the wing, trying to get Campbell Duncan, and that's going to be another travel. Campbell Duncan forces the turnover. Got Santoro doing a little too much. And Campbell Duncan to go with 3 points in the final minute here. Here's 5 seconds, gets a turnover. Here's Francis, pulls up, dumps it off. Floater, no good from Campbell Duncan. Got a good look at it, just couldn't knock it down. That seems like it's the story for a lot of these Anderson buzzer beaters. But they go into the half after losing the second quarter by just 4 points. It's 25-22, and now it's halftime. Got 10 minutes up on the clock. I'd like to thank our sponsor on tonight's broadcast for Anderson basketball, Harry Breen and Herman, as well as Encotech. Want to give a special shout out to Harry Breen and Herman, a lovely bunch of lawyers, as they were the named sponsor of the Anderson Classic this weekend. Couldn't have done and pulled off such a successful tournament this weekend, although is it really a successful tournament if Westlake wins? I'm just kidding. I would say that's a mark of a successful tournament, because if you have Westlake, you've got good teams in that tournament. So anyway, we'd like to thank you once again for everything that y'all do for this Trojan basketball program and for us here on Vype. We'd like to thank the folks at Academy of Sports and Outdoors. I don't know if you're here or if you were walking in and you noticed a little something. I did. I noticed that it was kind of chilly. And what do you do when you need to not be chilly? You go to Academy Sports and Outdoors and buy some fleece. Why? Because no one does fleece quite like Academy. They carry all kinds of cool styles from today's hottest brands. Check out cool styles from the best brands like Columbia, Crocs, Levi, Carhartt, and the North Face. With that, going to go ahead and send it to break. It's 25-22 at half, 8:28 to go before we get started in this second quarter. I'd like to thank you for tuning into the broadcast tonight, and we will be right back.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3-13, not yet, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close from the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the three. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by one.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com. Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at Vype, VYPE.com.
Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model. Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From media day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
30-13. Again, another reverse. Breaking tackles. Dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
16 seconds, really close up the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the three. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by one!
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com.
Back in at halftime. About a minute and a half of getting started here in the second half here. Anderson trails the Westlake Chaparrals by 3 points at half, and they are doing it without their starting center, Nate Langley. Ben Bazarian also out tonight for the Anderson Trojans. Anderson just needs to keep doing what they're doing, force Westlake into bad shots. And one thing that's going to be harder to replicate is the fact that they had so many early fouls there in that game. It's going to be tough for Anderson to pull this one out. They trail it by 3. A minute left at halftime before we get ready to go here. It's been a fun half. You can always count on a crazy few seconds of a burst from Bennett Blackerby, and when he starts putting it together, and becoming a real consistent outside threat. It's going to be real tough for anybody to stop this team. Not doing so bad. Feels like I'm pretty sure he is the leading scorer for this Anderson team this year. He's already got 8 tonight. That's more than anybody else on this Trojan court. Donovan Santoro has 13 for Westlake, but the closest person to 8 for Anderson is 6 for Francis. Wagner has 5 and Duncan has 3. That's everybody in the scoring column for the Trojans. Whereas last season, we've talked about this a little bit. It's all about they would have a lot of guys with 4 points, with 6 points, maybe a guy with 12. And that's about all you could really count on for them. But this season, it seems like Anderson's got a lot of guys hovering around 10 points without a lot of point production coming anywhere else on the court. And this game is no exception. As Bustamante gets it in, as Westlake will start with the ball this half. Bustamante with it. Now works it back outside of the corner. Vanek wanted to shoot it, but it was cut off by Whitlow. Now here's Santoro. Armour switched on to him. Clark is there to tap it up. Taps it up again. Gets it back. Misses it. Wagner clears it away for Anderson, and he will slow down. Wagner directing traffic for the Trojans. Kicks it back outside to his man Francis. Francis spinning into the post, kicks it outside. A wide open Whitlow from downtown. That's going to be no good. Mitchell can't get it going here tonight. He's had a couple good looks at a 3. Hasn't been able to knock him down. Here's Vanek. Looking for Clark, and that's poked out of bounds by Armour. That's a good job by Derek to just remove that from the play. $7:11 to go here in the third. Not quite a minute gone. Vanek going to be the one to inbound it. And they'll just take the safe option to Bustamante. Now skipping it into the corner is McManus. Also struggling to get it going on offense here tonight. Here's Clark skipping it across for Vanek. Vanek going to put it on the floor against Blackerby. Clark going to come set the screen. Now inside to Bustamante. He puts it into Whitlow. He's going to try and take it to the basket and score. He can't, but a foul called at the last moment.
Fouls on the shot's going to be on Trojans, number 1, Mitchell Whitlow.
As they'll get Whitlow. Good job, Mitch. Whitlow playing some good defense on the taller Bustamante, but he couldn't do it without fouling. And that'll send Westlake to the line. That's the first team foul of the half for either side. Gets it to go.
Bustamante at the line, 1 more.
So Michael goes 1 for 2 from the line there. He's got 3 points here tonight. 4-point game. Francis working his way around a pick from Whitlow. He's isolated out on Clark. Francis dancing, gets it to Armour. Now back outside for Wagner. Wagner going to put it on the floor. Back out for Francis. No one came up on him. Ooh, in and out for Jack Francis. Here's McManus. No points for him tonight as they get it into him in the post. Kick outside for Vanek. His 3-pointer, short. Sort of a punt. But here comes Blackerby, 26-22. Blackerby crosses over on Vanek, get caught up in the air, gets it over to Francis just in time. Now Jack with it, he gets it over to Wagner. 2 minutes gone here in the half. Anderson taking their time to see what develops. A lot of standing around, though. They get it back to Francis in the corner, looks at the 3, puts it on the court, kicks it to the corner. Whitlow again, and he jumped with it. That's going to be a travel. It's hard to exactly describe what that move is, but shooters do it all the time. Four-point game. Vanek bringing it up for Westlake. Here's Clark. They're trying to get it into Santoro. They do. He's doubled underneath, but Francis just went right by him. Another basket for Donovan Santoro. He's got 15 here tonight. Armour. Back out for Wagner. Mike putting it on the floor. He's got a bigger man up on him. Wagner gets it into Whitlow. Mitchell going to put it on the floor. Kick it to the corner. Blackerby left open from downtown. Can't do that. Third 3 of the game for Bennett Blackerby. He's into double figures. He's the first Trojan to be so tonight. Lead cut from 6 to 3. And McManus with it. Working his way inside, kicks it back to Bustamante. Now Clark, he's stuck. He'd already dribbled. Now back outside for Michael. Wagner defending him. They get it back to McManus. Now Vanek looking to get it into Santoro. Passes a little wide, moved him off the block, and he'll just have to reset. Now back to Santoro. Puts his shoulder into Whitlow, rises up. It's no good. Hustle for the rebound, goes to Westlake, batted up into the air. Clark gets it, and he lays it in.
Clark cleans it up.
Second basket of the game for Clark. He's got 4. Lead back out to 5. It's 30-25. Anderson holding Westlake to very few points here tonight as Mitchell Whitlow drives in, and he's fouled at the basket.
Fouls on the shot's going to be on the Chaparrals. Number 1, Reese Vanek. Mitchell to the line, 2 shots.
2 shots for Whitlow here, looking for his first. Misses the first. And if you look at it, Westlake is averaging over 60 points a game, 62. And halfway through the third, they have just crossed into the 30-point mark. So Anderson doing what they can on defense. Just all season, it's been the offense that's been the trouble for Anderson as Whitlow goes 0 for 2. Rebound comes underneath to Clark. So they get the foul, but no points. As swinging it into the corner for Santoro, they leave him open. No one got to him on the break as McManus goes over the back of Blackerby to get that rebound. Now driving in, McManus going to fire it again. He still can't get it going, and Blackerby gets this rebound. Connor McManus has been getting them up tonight. He just hasn't been making them. 5-point game for Anderson. Blackerby with it in the corner. He's going to drive in, go up and under, and that's taken away by Santoro, but out of bounds off of McManus. So Wagner to inbound. 3:40 to go here in the quarter. Anderson trying to get it back to within a 1-possession game, and they can do it with any kind of basket here. As Wagner just going to have to, well, nope, he's not going to call the timeout. It's going to be a 5-second violation. So another unforced error for Anderson. It's coming the other way is Paul. Santoro tries to get it into Clark, and Francis there to take it away. Clark wanted a foul. Francis going to take it in. Euro step, avoids Santoro. What a basket by Jack Francis. Doing anything he can to score that ball at the rim. The steal and the one-man fast break for Francis. We have a timeout on the floor. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it with them. It's our first break of the half. Trojans trailing now by just 3. It's 30-27. And hold on, maybe not take a break. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. I thought our program wasn't working here, but it is. So when we come back, we'll have more third quarter action for you. It's the Trojans and it's the Chaparrals right here on Vype Live.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
30-13. Again, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
16 seconds. Lily pulls up in the corner. Rotates to Wilson. She fires the 3. Oh my God! It went in. Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
Westlake ball out of the timeout. Jack Farrell joining you here for what's been a very good one so far. Just a 3-point game here deep in the heart of the third quarter. Chaps have the lead and the ball. Santoro, 15 points in the game for him. He has it out on the wing. Blackerby's defending him. Bennett picking up Santoro. Got the size mismatch wherever he is on the court. It's McManus looking for Paul. Paul back out to Santoro, and here comes Westlake. Clark with it at the top of the key, looking to get it to a guard. He finds McManus. McManus driving in. He's going to have to kill his dribble. Good defense by Whitlow. Fires underneath to Clark. That's a good find from Donovan Santoro. 6-point game for Preston Clark. Leads back to 5. Whitlow with it at the top for the Trojans. Working his way to the right, finding Blackerby. They get it into Whitlow. Mitch going to put it on the floor, drive in, kick to the corner. It's Francis. Francis with Santoro on him. Jack's going to drive in. Nobody home, but Francis just a little too strong on it, and Cunningham takes it away. 9 times out of 10, that'll fall for Francis, but 9 times out of 10 is only 90%. Into the corner for McManus. Still can't get it. Clark had it knocked away. It's off of Whitlow. Paul gets it in. Finds Cunningham at the top of the key. They get it into Clark. Clark, they're going to call it a blocking foul and one. Anderson hasn't really gotten much by way of the whistle here tonight. Now Preston Clark heads to the line for one more. Pretty much everything under the basket tonight has been called a blocking foul for both teams. And I think that was one where they actually did miss it. Anderson masters at the back-breaking foul. There's now 2 minutes left in the third. It's an 8-point game. That's the largest lead of the game for Westlake, and Wagner just turns it right over. Clark, and another foul against the Trojans.
Fouls on the Trojans. Number 11, Mike Wagner.
Clark into double figures. Anderson clears away the rebound, another 1 for 2 from the line for Westlake. So here's Wagner, fresh off the turnover. Wagner working his way to the left, back to the middle of the court, and they have to get it back to Francis. 1:45 to go here, left in the quarter. Jack working on Santoro. Jack going to work his way to the left. He goes up with it and lost it, going out of bounds. I don't see a scenario in which that wasn't hit. That's another turnover for Anderson. Here comes Paul with 2 L's. Gets Wagner, getting around him, gets to the basket, flicks it up and in. As Anderson continues its collapse here in the third. Screen from Whitlow. Swing across to Francis. They need this. Bang.
And Francis for 3.
Makes it 38-30 here with a minute left. Here's Clark swinging it across, and Jack takes it right away. Francis stuck. He killed his dribble. He's going to have to get it to Whitlow, and now they need to hurry to get this thing across. Whitlow doing a good job of avoiding the Westlake defender, and now they get it back to Francis. Francis pulls up, gets it to go! Jack Francis back-to-back threes. He's up to 12. .30 seconds left. It's back down to a 5-point game. So Anderson really able to stop the bleeding in a major way with a 6-0 run. It's all Jack Francis. Here's Santoro. He's going to hold for the final shot unless Anderson makes him do something with it. There's 20 seconds left. Santoro going to isolate. Instead, actually, he'll kick it to Paul. Now back to Clark. They're looking for McManus. Wagner got a hand on it. 7 seconds left. McManus driving in, swings it to the corner, out of bounds. Knocked out by the Trojans, so it'll stay here, but there's 4 seconds left in the quarter. We got some subs. It'll be Whitlow checking out, Duncan checking in, Armour checking in, and Dale checking out. Bustamonte's into the game for the first time. They're going to give Santoro a quick break. You could do it in just 4 seconds, but Anderson will have someone else take this final shot. As here's McManus. No 5-second call. Cunningham pulls up. That's no good. Rebound falls into the hands of Duncan. As that was an awful long time for Westlake to be inbounding there. But Anderson will take it into the fourth quarter break. They trail by just 5. It's 38-33 coming down to the wire. We'll be right back.
Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From Media Day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same-day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
Obviously not in the choir.
Fourth quarter time, 8 minutes up on the board. Anderson will have it to start the frame. It'll be Campbell Duncan to inbound it to look for Wagner. Trojans trail it by 5, looking to pull off an upset here tonight. Because here's Wagner. Wagner gets it baseline, pulls up, no good, batted around. Blackerby comes up with it, back to Francis. He's going to try it again, no good. That's a heat check from Francis if I've ever seen one. Moore does a good job taking it away, and a whistle called. It's going to be a foul on the floor going against the Chaparrals. Derek Armour, hustle play. That'll be a foul going against Westlake. Wagner on the inbound. Looking to get it into somebody. They get it into Armour. They were looking for Francis underneath the basket again. I love it when they try to go there. As here's Wagner getting it. Oh, Derek didn't know that was for him. So Westlake the other way. Anderson with a missed opportunity after the foul. Here's Bustamante. Short corner for him. They get it back out to Cunningham. Now underneath for Clark. 10 points in the game for Preston Clark. Bustamante is going to pull up. His shot rolls in.
Bustamante 2.
Soft touch around the rim for Michael. He's got 5. 7-point deficit now. As Wagner loses it, that's going to be out of bounds off of Westlake. Went off the official, which is, of course, in bounds. So lucky that Anderson didn't have a more unfortunate bounce there. So they just have to get it into Jack. 7 minutes to go left in the game, 7 points. Is the deficit. Jack going to drive, try to get to the three-point line. Now back outside for Blackerby. Now Bennett with it outside for Campbell Duncan. Campbell, chopped his feet a little bit. Might have been a travel. Now here's Wagner working on McManus. Blackerby running to the corner. Good defense there from Carlton to cut it off. As here's Wagner driving in. He's trapped with it. Now Francis. Francis going to pull up from the mid-range. That's no good. Batted into the air. Jack gets his own miss. His teammates helped him out with that one. Now Wagner going to pull up for 3. That one looked off his hands. And now Anderson just can't get one to go. McManus gets it into Bustamante. They're looking. Now Michael's just going to take it in himself back outside. Carlton with it. He had a 3 in the first half. Now here's Cunningham. Wagner defending him. Great spin by Locke. And Locke's going to head to the line for 2.
Fouls on the shot going to be on Trojans number 5, Jack Francis.
Foul goes on Francis.
To the line to Loch Ness Monster.
Get out of the way of the game.
Cunningham to the line. He's got 5. Make it 6.
Cunningham shoots one more.
Seven for Brock's brother. 9-point game. Anderson needs to get something going on offense. Francis. There's Wagner. Good pass underneath to Armour. And the foul. Derek Armour heads to the line for a free throw. That's the first basket of the game for Derek. Now 4 out of 5 starters for Anderson into the scoring column.
Derek Armour to the line anymore.
They need the free throw as well, as Santoro going to check in after a quick break for him. Under 6 minutes to go here now. 35-42. Got a nice football score for you. As Derek can't change it, but Francis gets the rebound. Jack, and that's going to be a foul. 2 Westlake players were trying to get that ball from him. It was Bustamante and Cunningham. So if it's Locke and Brock, that's delightful. Couple of Cunningham boys out of Westlake. Also, I would like to point out St. Stephen's legend, Brock Cunningham, as well. As they get it into Francis, back out, Wagner back to Jack. Wagner relocating. Francis going to attack Bustamante. They find Blackerby. Blackerby going to pull up from downtown. That's no good. Rebound Whitlow. Mitchell saves it, gets it to Blackerby somehow, and the possession will continue for Anderson. Back to Francis. 7-point game. Jack goes behind the back. And he'll just get it back to Wagner. 5.5 to go here. So here's Wagner. Couldn't shake off the defender. Gets it back to Whitlow. Whitlow, pocket pass, stolen away by Santoro. So Trojans back on D. Santoro driving right at Whitlow. He's going to get it all the way to the basket, and Francis knocked it away, but a foul is going to be called. If they call it on Whitlow,
Fouls on the floor.
oh, they're going to get Francis.
Number 5, Jack Frank.
12 in the game for Francis. They lob it up top to Cunningham. Here's Bustamante trying to get something. Good defense from Whitlow as they get it back to Santoro. Wagner going to defend him. Mike's been pretty good on Santoro tonight, but it's still a big height disadvantage for the Trojans. Now they got Colton Carlton. Some nice alliteration there. He hit a three-pointer earlier in the game. It's his only make. Skip it cross court. Shot. McManus finally gets one to go. He was 0 for everything. That's his first make of the night. And it comes at a big time to make it a 10-point game. Largest was 11 for Westlake, but here's Francis working on the perimeter. He's going to drive it in, loses his footing, but a foul called against Westlake.
Fouls on Santoro.
Foul is going to go against Santoro. He's got 15. I believe that's just his second. Now they get it outside to Jack. Ooh, Jack wanted the three. Instead, defense collapses on him. He gets it over to Whitlow. Now back to Francis. They left him open this time. Jack puts it on the ground to avoid the travel. Fires. That's no good. Rebound batted out by Armour and into the hands of Westlake. Here comes Santoro. Now back to Clark. Lob up to Santoro. Risky pass, but it pays off.
Clark back to Santoro.
And this is the Westlake team that everyone knows and, well, hates.
Timeout on the floor.
But it's a respectful hate. It's the hate of a team that keeps beating you over and over. As they now lead it by 12, it'll be a 30-second timeout. Anderson doing a good job hanging close this whole game, but now Westlake starting to get out and run with it. Anderson still doing a good job holding them to below their season average of about 62. 47 points, and we are near the end of this game. It's been Santoro and Clark for the most part, 17 and 10 respectively for them. For Anderson, it's been Bennett Blackerby with 13 and Francis with 12. Not much else to speak of. Wagner only with 5, and he had all that in the first quarter. Halfway through the fourth. And it'll be Whitlow getting it inbound to Mike Wagner. McManus will feign press. As they get it into Jack on the right wing. Jack working his way back to the middle of the court. Looking for Armour, but instead he'll get it back to Wagner. Wagner drives in, goes up and under, and that's blocked by about 3 different defenders. Blackerby fortuitously right to him. Misses the shot, though. Francis with it. Kicks it back out for Wagner. He's going to take a triple. That one's no good. Francis goes up and gets the rebound, and he is fouled. So right now, Anderson just can't buy anything from the field, and anytime they've been in a close game that they start to lose track of towards the end, this is exactly how it happens. They just get down into time when they need a basket, and they can't get one. They'll have, in this case, a 12-point deficit with 3.5 to go, and they just start jacking up shots that they probably wouldn't want to be taking otherwise. But they get it into Whitlow here, well, almost. There we go. Now truly desperation time for Anderson as Whitlow has it. Turns and spins. That's a tough shot for Mitchell Whitlow and not in his wheelhouse. So here's Santoro the other way. Into the corner, McManus. Now Clark. Still not quite worried about the clock as Francis knocks that one away, and it's off of the foot of Clark, it looks like. Westlake arguing the call. Looked like it might have been off of Francis. But it'll be Anderson ball. They'll take the break. Just over 3 to go now. Francis into the corner, driving baseline, dishes it off to Armour. That's a good job to hesitate for Derek Armour. Gets his second make of the second half. He's got 4 points. Anderson's cut it back down to 10. And here's McManus, back over, now into the corner for Santoro, back outside for Vanek. 2:45 left. Here's Bustamante. Back outside for Vanek. Anderson going to need to start making some pressure on the ball here. Here's Bustamante driving in, back to Vanek. Vanek looking for somewhere to go with it, and they're going to get Armour for the whistle. So now might be foul time for Anderson. Both teams before that one had 2 to give. Now Anderson just with 1 to give. So Anderson, they might lose here, which would drop them to 8 and 7, although they have lost 7 games against 7 good teams. Of course, that's assuming that Anderson cannot pull off a comeback here of 10 points, although we've seen them do stuff just like this throughout the season. As here's Bustamante, he's killed his dribble. Liam Donahoe's checked into the game for the first time. Now back to Bustamante. Vanek is working his way into the paint, kicks it to the corner, and Jack steals that one away. Jack will slow it down to make sure they can get it up. Now he's pushing. Jack to the right wing, driving inside. He'll pull it back to the corner. Now he's going to drive in on McManus, dump off to Blackerby. Bennett almost loses it, but nothing doing. Here's Francis, 2 minutes to go now. Into the corner for Whitlow. Francis sets the screen, but instead they'll get it back to Wagner. Now they've got to push the pace. They've only got about, 120 seconds left. Here's Wagner to the basket, gets it over Santoro. The timing on that for Mike Wagner. So now back into the single figures. It's 39-47, 8-point game. Here's Vanek. Blackerby picking him up, and they're going to trap, and that'll force a timeout from Westlake, it looks like. Yeah, it will. They had a very small man in Reese Vanek trapped over there right at half court with nowhere to go. So Anderson gets Westlake to burn a timeout, although they still have 3 left.
Timeout on the floor. Westlake goes full timeout.
It'll be a full one, so we'll go ahead and take that break with them. You're listening to Anderson Basketball on Vype Live. We'll be right back. We've got an exciting one.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Back out of the timeout, and it is Christmas time at the Anderson Gym. Got Mariah, which is, I would argue, the most recent song to really cement itself as a Christmas classic. The Waitress's Christmas rapping, I would argue, also a recent absolute banger, absolute classic. Sax solo goes crazy. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about basketball. Minute and a half to go. Anderson trails it by 8. Westlake having to get it up here. Here's Vanek. Just does. Now him and Francis and Blackerby tried to trap him, but they get it to McManus. Now a minute 20 to go, and they're going to have to start fouling sooner or later. As Francis does just that, they'll send Reese Vanek to the line for a 1-and-1.
That's on the shoulder, number 5, Jack Francis. That puts Westlake in the bonus. Headed to the line for 1-and-1, Mr. Reese Vanek.
I think that's 3 on Francis, but, that's fine. 1:20 to go. As they got Donahoe into the game now. So it's Wagner, Francis, Whitlow, Donahoe, and Blackerby. First free throw's no good, but it hits the ground. Francis able to take it, and a foul's going to be called on Vanek. So Vanek misses the front end of the 1-and-1 and then fouls Francis on the rebound.
Number 1, Reese Vanek.
As they'll bring in Locke Cunningham. .118 to go. Trojans trail it by 8. As here's Francis. Ooh, what a find from Wagner. Perfect timing. Up and under move is too strong from Jack. And the rebound underneath to McManus. Now they'll have to get rid of it. McManus stuck underneath. He's just going to get it to Cunningham. That's a nice job finding him. Bustamante with it now. Now here comes the Shaps. Kick it across court for McManus, and Blackerby going to foul him. So Anderson, I think they really needed it on that end.
Headed to the line for 1-1 MVP.
But all in all, with a minute left to go, Anderson down by 8 to a top 10 team in the state. As they missed the first end of the free throw, McManus can't hit it. Wagner pulls it down. Now they trail by 8, looking to cut in. 45 seconds to go. Wagner crossing over on Cunningham, getting it to the basket, laying it up, laying it in. Mike Wagner with 2 big baskets here in this game. It's 39 to 41. Excuse me, never mind, 47 to 41.
Got to be a full timeout.
It'll be a full timeout for Anderson. Going to go ahead and take it with him. We'll be right back. This will be our last break of the ballgame.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Trojans trail it by 6. Under a minute to play here in Austin, Texas. And I know there is nobody more frustrated right now than Nathaniel Langley. He's been a huge part of Anderson and all their success so far this season. He's being held out of these past 3 Trojan games. Well, he got hurt in one of those and has been completely out of the last 2. He got hurt in the first quarter. So Langley, as we have a foul deep in the backcourt, as that'll send Bustamante to the line. Wagner picks up the foul, 40 seconds to go, and Nate, he's just a very important piece of this team, and I know that he wants to be out here tonight more than anything, taking on this this excellent Westlake team. Here's Donahoe, gonna get Dale. I love this team. So many of these guys just have giant smiles on their faces when they're running into the court. Donahoe, Dale, Armour, all guys that are always smiling, it feels like, as Bustamante knocks down the first free throw. Tell they have a lot of fun playing the game, and really that's more important than anything. More important than winning. As Bustamante goes 2 for 2, gives him 7 on the night. Pushes it back to an 8-point game, 35 seconds left. They're going to get it to Jack. Jack working on McManus, goes behind the back, splits a double team, lays it up high off the glass. It's going to be no good. And is this on the shot? That was a late whistle. It looks like they're going to get Bustamante. No, they're going to get McManus. Excuse me. It was a 3 and a 5, not a 5 and a 5. I guess they would have. Yep, yeah, it was 3 and 5 all the way. That's why I'm not a ref. So it wasn't on the shot, it was on the loose ball. Or, no, okay, so it was on the rebound, but Francis is now shooting. Yeah, I'm a little, so if the foul was on the rebound, Francis was, it looked like he was taken completely out of the play when he went to the ground, but whatever, Francis is shooting them regardless of what we think. If it's 1-on-1, we'll see. Okay, so at some point, Jack got his way back into the play, tried to get a rebound, and was fouled there. Blackerby thought it was him, and I didn't see Francis under the basket, but Jack will take it. He'll get some more points. Bennett might be a little frustrated. This might mean he won't be leading scorer of the team tonight, and now Francis takes over. Jack with 14, Bennett with 13. As Westlake going to burn a timeout. They've got 2 left now. 30 seconds left, Trojans by 6. As this looks like it will be another full timeout. Let's go through it for Anderson. Mike Wagner now up to 9 points with 2 clutch baskets here in the fourth quarter. Francis now 14. He had those 2 monster threes to keep Anderson into this one. Bennett Blackerby has 13, and then down at the end of it, Derek Armour and Campbell Duncan. 4 points for Derek, 3 points for Campbell.
I remember those days when I could do that.
It's a full timeout on the court, so we'll go ahead and stay here. Don't want to use too many of these breaks. I love the sound of my voice too much. No, that's not why. Just don't want to take out that extra time. But Anderson does need to get a steal here. They're not really in the position where they can let Westlake get to the foul line, and now they're in the double bonus, so they don't have the option of catching off a miss on the front end. So Anderson really going to need to get a steal or at least force a 5-second violation, and that's going to be tough with Westlake in their 2 timeouts left. But, you know, that's all they can do. They're not exactly in a good position here. But it's been a very hard-fought game for Anderson and a pretty well-played game considering the competition. They played very well on defense, still holding Westlake under their season averages. They get it into Clark, and that's going to be a foul on Francis. Jack just a half second too late to try and knock that one away, and Francis knows it.
Number 5, Jack Francis.
You can see it on his face. He was just a step behind on reading that one to try and get the
man to the line. He'll be shooting 2.
Try and get the steal there, but it sends Preston Clark back to the line. He's got 10 tonight. He's probably going to add it here. He's been pretty automatic from the free throw line. Or as an announcer Jinx would say, this guy has literally never missed a free throw in his career. Ha-ha! No way he misses 2 in a row, am I right? Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. 27:41 to go. Either way, Anderson in better position. They're down 6. Only 7 as opposed to 8. And he makes that one. So, yeah, really no way he misses both. Preston Clark, too fundamentally sound for such things. As they get it into Wagner. Wagner going to take it all the way to the paint. No defense there from Westlake. But the clock continues to wind, and now Mike Wagner into double figures. Westlake going to try and get it in. They do to McManus, and now McManus will head to the line to pad his stats a little bit. Anderson cutting it down all the way to a 5-point game. It's 50-45. Westlake will definitely be held under their season scoring average of 62. So Anderson, all about bright spots when you walk away with a loss. Anderson shorthanded tonight without one of their key starters. Holding Westlake now at the end of the game here, just down 5 with 14 seconds, pending these free throws, and he makes the first. So Connor McManus only with 1 field goal on the game today. Gets them both. Here comes Francis, pushing the pace, crosses over. He's going to take it inside. Kick it across court for Blackerby. Bennett going to take it. That's blocked by Santoro. And McManus going to be fouled. Bennett probably didn't need to do that, because that's just going to give Westlake a chance to make this look like a bigger win than it was.
That was on Blackerby.
After that, I'll say it's a final score, a loss by 7 for Anderson. McManus likely going to the line to make it 9. Is that Coach Mack? I think I just saw my assistant high school basketball coach. Does he work here? Anyway, McManus knocks down the first. Makes it 7 on the game for McManus. He'll love to have those garbage time free throws. As now Francis dribbling in. He's going to pull up for 3. Floater is no good. I cannot tell you how much I wanted that to fall for Jack. But that's our final score here tonight. Westlake wins it 54-45. No shame in losing this one for the Anderson Trojans. It's a heck of a Westlake team. As we said, they are top 10 in the state. Anderson dropping this one by just 9 on a short-handed night when they were without 2 rotation pieces, 1 starter in Langley and 1 rotation guy in Bazarian. So a tough one to lose for Anderson at home. They fall to 8-7, but again, no shame in it. A very respectable loss for the Trojans tonight. As we said, they dropped to 8-7. That will be their last game here for a little bit. They won't play until next Friday when they go on the road to Austin High. As far as I know, we will be on the call for that one. I should be around for it. Let me go ahead and pull up the schedule. It looks like the JV guys or maybe the freshman teams are going to be playing in a tournament out at Lake Travis over the weekend. But for Anderson, their next game will be a back-to-back. Don't get a lot of back-to-backs in high school basketball except for tournament season. These are regular season games. They're going to go on the road to Austin High, so not too far. And then this one's a little bit further, down to Buda for Hayes, and that'll be, I believe, a Saturday game, the 17th and the 18th. Last time Anderson played Hayes, that's a Buda school, they played it at the Burger Center. So hopefully we can go back to the Burger Center because A, it's closer, and B, I like saying Burger Center. But with that, with the loss, a 9-point one, 54-45, going to go ahead and sign off on the broadcast. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in and sticking with us through the end here. Trojans drop another heartbreaker. It seems like they can't get anything to go their way these last few games. A lot of tough losses against good teams in Westwood and Goose Creek, in Westlake and in Rockwall. So Anderson has a week off where they're going to get ready to turn it around against the Maroons of Austin High School. I've been Jack Farrell. Always a pleasure. Always a lot of fun bringing you some Trojan basketball. I want to thank our Trojan basketball sponsors, Howie Breen and Herman, as well as Encotech. And for us here at Vype Media, Academy Sports and Outdoors, get ready to go back to school and back to sport at Academy. Shop in-store or online at academy.com, and you can find all the hottest sports gear and casual styles from Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and more. 3 Trojans in double figures for you tonight. Francis 14, Bennett Blackerby with 13, and then 11 on the board for Mike Wagner. Going to put the headsets down now, y'all. I'd like to thank you one more time for tuning in. Always a lot of fun. Jack Farrell with you here tonight. Wishing you a good night and a great rest of your week.